Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Painting Hyun. Today we are going to paint some beautiful autumn leaves. Autumn is just around the corner, right? This morning I took a walk in the park and picked up few leaves to use as today's painting reference. I'd like to create a composition like this, and I hope it will be an enjoyable time for all of us. You can see the reference photo on the right side of the video. First of all, let's decide where the branches will go. I will draw one branches at the top right and two branches on the left side. Next, I will add two bigger leaves on the branch and maybe a few more leaves and buds. When drawing leaves, use crooked and uneven lines is better, so they feel natural, right? You can even add tiny holes or damage to the leaves to make them look real. On the left side, I want to balance the painting, so I'll draw two more branches. Think about the angles of the branches. That's very important for composition. Now let's draw a third branches on the left side. This one will be the longest one. Use different size, various shapes, and different kind of leaves. You can also add your own ideas, maybe some seed or berries. Honestly, I'm not even sure what they are. I will add one smaller leaf here to make the composition stronger. Let's move on to the coloring. First, wet the paper with plenty of clean water using a large brush. Drop the water here and there, then blend it lightly. Next, drop in a sort of blue pigment and let it spread. Make sure the whole paper is covered with water, then that's why we are using the wet on technique. Let me drop a little bit of the different blue. It was ultramarine deep. Add a bit of yellow into the wet paper and drops a sort of orange and some magenta mix orange color here and there. Tilt your paper side to side, back and forth, so the pigment mix naturally. What do you think about the autumn colors? For me, four leaves means that color means orange, red, magenta, or brown, yellow ochre, and yellow. What about you? And let's try to create those beautiful, beautiful autumn tones. The background color is still too light, so I want to add orange and a sort of yellow more and tilt the paper again to let the colors move around beautifully. I will add magenta to the leaves for the first layer. There is still a lot of water, so the color will spread beautifully and naturally. Tilt the paper again, then let it dry the paper. The paper is almost dry now. Time to build up the leaves colors. I mixed orange, red, and brown to get a reddish orange tone. Now I'm using a Escoda Versatile number 6 brush. I will paint this onto the leaf, adding a bit of brownish red on the tip of the leaf and greenish color too. Switch to a smaller brush and use a light sap green onto the edge of the leaf. And draw leaf veins and edges of the leaf with the dark brown. Draw a thin branch connected to the thicker branch using uneven lines for interest. Now take a dark brown for the leaf's center and drag your brush outward. And thicker brown on the edges, draw veins and try dotting it like a sprinkler. Move your brush very fast, quickly. Then add in a dark green near the brown. The colors will blend nicely because the paper is still very wet. Then move your brush, shaking, some dotting, and whatever you can do. Go back to the first leaf and add dark creamy green on top of the first layer. For the third leaf, start with a light orange, then add mid-tones, and finally dark brown on the edges. Repeat this process for the other leaves. Extend the branch and connect it to the main leaves. Don't worry if all the branches aren't perfectly connected. The viewer will still see them as one whole tree, whole veins. Okay? For the lower left leaves, I will make them magenta toned. Mix quinacridone magenta, thick brown, and a little bit of the sap green. When you draw this area, move your brush quickly for this part, especially this leaf, because this one is a little bit bigger than others. So when you move your brush very quick and fast. Start with green, then add magenta on top. The colors will merge beautifully. Painting autumn leaves follows almost the same steps. Each leaf has its own color and shape, so we will use different pigments, but it's always helpful if you think ahead about which colors you mainly use. You want to paint small little leaves in yellow tones, and other one is orange. Having that idea will help your painting look even better. Okay? And then keep it up with different colors and values in the same process. Very first, start with the first layer in a lighter value, then add the middle value, and finally a creamy rich tone of the color. And after that, add some dotting for texture if it needs. Okay? And as the last step, use a very fine brush to sharpen the edge of the lips. Alright, so watch how I'm painting and try follow along step by step. And don't worry about being perfect, okay? Just enjoy the process with me. Now I'm adding a little bit darker green on the small lips. Give them some detail for a different color, different value of the color. Do you know what it is this is seed or some small berries. I don't know. I'm adding some dotting on the leaf. I'm still using very fine brush. Draw some veins here and there. Okay, next let's move to the upper left branch and leaves. I will use orange and magenta, soft green, and brown. Now I'm adding the soft green mix a little bit of brown for the branch and leaves, the edge of the leaf area. Go back to the first leaf for detailing. Add veins with dark brown and dark green. It takes time too long for detailing, always, right? I feel the background looks a little empty still, so I should have drawn more leaves there. So now I will add some extra branches and leaves without sketching. Be creative here. So open your imagine ideas and freely draw the leaves and branches more. You can do it. We started very light color and then take a little dark tone of the color, adding on the center for the veins, and also we are adding to edge of the lip area. Use light color first, then add darker tones at the leaf tip with a small branch. I'm adding a sort of green, a sort of yellow, orange here and there for the background. I want to add more leaves for in the background, so because there are still many empty space there, need the story more. I want to add to story more. So I will create some tiny branches and leaves here and there to fill them in. The background still feels too light, so I will splash some autumn leaves colors at the bottom of the painting. I'm splattering here and there. Do it freely wherever you feel it looks good, here and there. I will start finishing touch here and there. Draw some veins. This area still has a lot of water in the paper, so if you touch some colors on it, it will spread nicely and naturally. Enjoy the process. And now our fallen leaves painting is complete. I really enjoyed the painting with you today. What about you? Before you go, don't forget subscribe and hit the like button and a comment. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.